The Ultrons!
What's up, you guys? Shartimus Prime here doing another Hot Toys figure review on the Hot Toys Power Pose Iron Man 3 PPS002 1/6 scale Red Snapper Mark 35 collectible figure. If you're trying to get this guy, you can give it big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below. Now, like most of the armors that showed up in Iron Man 3, it was a very brief moment with Red Snapper. But anyway, here's the packaging. I hope you guys like hexagons, because there's hexagons all over the place. Very dark packaging, by the way. And this is kind of a glossy finish right here, and this is very matted. Then here's the back of the packaging. Yeah, warning label, again glossy. Hexagons all matted right there. And there's that side, and yeah, you can lift this up and you can see Red Snapper looking pretty cool, man. I've seen some reviews of this guy already. Sean Long, Optibottomist, both did reviews of this guy, and it looks like it's going to be pretty poseable compared to other the other Power Pose figure that we saw, the Mark 42. And then here's the back. So yeah, let's get to it and crack this thing open. So here's Red Snapper out of the packaging, and I gotta say I have some mixed feelings about this figure, but overall I think it's pretty cool. The whole Power Pose thing and the more limited articulation, it kind of bothers me, but on this guy, not so much. Much more articulated than the Mark 42 Power Pose figure that we got. So I'm digging that for sure, but the price point is a bit higher, so it's not the lower Power Pose price point that I thought they were going for, which isn't too bad. I mean, it's a large figure. It's like, what, $250 for this guy? It's not cheap, but it is very large, and it does have a lot of really cool details, and he has his evil McGrabby hands over here for bitching the butt cheeks of the ladies when they don't see it coming. You use, I don't know, that's what I would do if I had this suit, I'd be just running after those pepper pots and like that. Anyway, let's take a look at the accessories that come with the figure, and then we'll take a closer look at Red Snapper. Now, Power Pose figure or not, I recommend that you check out the instruction booklet to your Hot Toys figure before you really start posing it and messing around with it and everything. I strongly recommend that because you can break your figure and you do not want to do that. So this is pretty cool. It shows how you can articulate it and how to turn the lights on and everything, and it shows how you can get a Mark 7 Iron Man Tony Stark head put on there, which I think is really cool. Unfortunately, I don't have that one, but one day. It also comes with this flight stand over here, which I think is very cool. It does not come with any light-up features, which is fine for me because over time I'm starting to realize that light-up features on Hot Toys have become kind of useless. People come over, they look at them, you turn the lights on, they go, ooh, how cool and bright, and I go, yeah, alright, now I'm going to shut all this off and put it right back on the shelf the way it was, and then that's it. So let's take a closer look at this. There's actually some nice paint detail here. So like most bases, it has this little plaque thingy that says Stark Industries Red Snapper. I think that's pretty cool. There's nothing on the bottom of this thing, it just says Marvel 2014 Hot Toys Limited, all rights reserved. And then right over here you get some nice gunmetal paint, which is very nice. But I like this little detail right here with this tiny bit of silver on these vents right there. It's really tricky to see, but it's there. So the functionality of this thing is, you take this and you plug it right in there, and then there's this tab or this metal pin that sticks out over here, and the instructions say that this is going to be the front part that's going to connect to Red Snapper, so that's the way you want him to face. Unfortunately, it does not really work on mine. As we reach into the depths of Red Snapper's taint, you can see it right over there, and I tried to plug this in, and I'm not trying to scratch any of the paint, but this isn't really working for me. It does not go in there all the way, and that is a bit frustrating. You can see the metal pin sticking out over there. So with a little more might, I was able to get this pushed into the taint of Red Snapper, but unfortunately, yeah, the thing's still in there. So yeah, Red Snapper has a dinghy. And even though Red Snapper is a very large figure, he is not heavy at all. Pretty light figure, and he stays on this stand very well. So here's looking at the head sculpt of Red Snapper, and this looks cool. Actually, I can't dog the paint sculpt at all anywhere on this figure. Hot Toys is killing it with their paint sculpts. Just undeniably awesome, man. Try to argue it. You can't win, man. No, they really look sick, though. I mean, for real, look at this. And I like how it almost looks like teeth right here underneath. That looks pretty cool. I like the silver paint applications on it as well. Nice silver paint right here at the top of his head also. That looks very cool. And I really like this beigeish kind of colored gold that we have on his mask. That's really nice. I like this boxy look, and the red looks so nice. It looks very metallic, but it's all made out of plastic. I just think it's all wonderfully done. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you can swap this head out with the Tony Stark head from the Mark 7 Hot Toys Iron Man figure, and the way this comes apart is through the neck right over there. So if you grab the head sculpt from Tony Stark the Mechanic, it's not going to work because you cannot separate the head from the neck joint right over there because it's got the light up function. I'll show off this light up function in a second, but just to give this a fair, yeah, that doesn't work. I'm a turtle. And I'm afraid of ruining the paint while putting that in there, so I'm going to leave that aside over here. And then it has this little switch. These things all come with little clear tabs that go in these slots right here, so after you pull that out, you can turn the switch, and boom, we get light up function. Oh, these LEDs look magnificent. Now with one of my lights shut off, you could really see how the LED lights pop out. That looks really, really, really cool. Like I said, I have mixed feelings about that kind of thing because when I look at this with the lights, it hits my geek spot, you know? Makes me happy. But then in reality, you know, it's just not going to be posed like this at all unless I want to keep buying new batteries for this thing, which I definitely don't want to do. Now looking at the rest of the details on this figure, I really, really like it a lot. I really like these pistons and everything right here. I just really like their silver paint and how they have black shading on the metal, you know, or this is actually all just plastic, but it looks very metallic. And I really like the detail right there. We get those hexagons right there in his arc reactor. These are non-functioning pistons right over here. This is very neat looking, but it doesn't actually work. And then this is very nice. I really like how that looks right there. This natural fading with their paint, it's very subtle and it just looks beautiful. I really like it a lot. And here's the McGrabby hand. I keep calling it a McGrabby hand, but yeah, it's the rescue armor. And this has some articulation. Now these pistons right here work. Unfortunately, this does not collapse in at all, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but not a big deal. It's like, where are you going to get this thing if you're not going to have it attached, right? It doesn't make any sense. And this side right over here looks the same. And then these pistons, man. Woo! Yeah. These are really, really cool. Again, these don't function though. There's no waist articulation on this guy. And because it's a power pose figure, he'll forever be slightly posed, shifting his torso to the right. That's actually not that bad. It's not as exaggerated as the Mark 42, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. But anyway, to get the lights going on this guy, let's spin this around, and yeah, more details right over here. Looking badass. I really love how this thing looks. They just did a fantastic job. Look at all those little screws and bolts and stuff right in there. But anyway, like I was getting to, you could pluck this off right there. And that's where you'd replace the batteries with your tiny little screwdriver, and it's in the off position. Turn it on and put this back on accordingly. Whoop, put it on. Oh, nope, that's how it goes, yep. And, whoop, watch out, grab your hands. Boom, LED light in your face. I really had to dim my settings down so you could see how it looks with the light coming through, and you could see all the little hexagons, these little gold rectangles and everything. Great details in this arc reactor, but it is very, very bright. And for the mechanical arms, they have LED light up functions too. You can see the little tab right there. Turn that on. And boom, there that goes, looking pretty nice. And then take a good look at the rest of this figure. Like I said, paint applications, sculpting, just magnificent on this guy. I really like all the detail right there in his knee joints. That is incredible. Look at that, man. How could you not love that? Oh, that's awesome. Damn, just beautifully done. Looks really, really cool. Now these pistons actually work because the legs are articulated, so you can see it shifting up and down right there. And coming right here, you could look at the shins. This looks very, very nice. I'm really digging that a lot. And then these feet, man. Oh, I mean, most of the time I really do like feet on the action figures, but this is really, really impressive to me. I really like this a lot. And I really like these tiny little wires right here. They even added these little wires. I shouldn't be surprised. It is a hot toy figure. Even though it's a power pose, it's still a hot toy figure. So, like I said, they did not skip on the sculpting at all. And even at the bottom of the feet, look at that. They even did this justice over here too. Now, like I said earlier, you do get some more articulation on this guy than I actually really expected. It's not too bad. Unfortunately, though, the head does not really look up too much. You get a little bit of head movement looking up that much, and it can move down that much. And you get some side-to-side movement over here, and you do get some neck pivot. He has some spring-loaded shoulder pads right there, so you can move his shoulders outward, and you can rotate the shoulders forward. You do get an armpit joint that moves in and out and shifts up and down there as well, along with a bicep swivel, single-jointed elbow that just barely bends. It only bends that much, and then the actual wrist of the Iron Man can swivel side to side. You want to be very careful when you rotate those wrist joints. The directions say you're only supposed to move 90 degrees. It also has the clamping action right here, and it bends right over there. So you get 2 points of movement, which is very cool. So you can actually get it to grab stuff if you want to. Like I said, no waist swivel, no diaphragm joint, nothing like that over there. You get these spring-loaded thigh pieces right here, and basically what that does, you want to push that down and then move the upper thigh up like that. You can get it to move outward only a little bit like that.
and you do get some upper thigh swivel, just a little bit though. You do get some knee bending, so you can straighten out and bend that much. And then you have these pads or these little shifting pieces right here that move upwards, and you can move the ankle forward and back, rotate it side to side. You get a beautiful ankle pivot. So happy for an ankle pivot. So with the higher price, the figure does come with some height, and he stands at a whopping 14 inches tall. And as large as this red snapper is, he is no match for the Hot Toys Avengers Hulk figure. I can't wait for Hulkbuster Iron Man vs. Hulk in Avengers 2. And here he is next to the first Hot Toys Power Pose figure, the Mark 42 Iron Man. And you can see how ridiculous this looks. You can't even get him standing up and down, just looking forward, you know what I mean? So I hope they never give us another Power Pose figure with this exaggerated look right here. Again, the subtle twist in this is just perfect, I think. And here's Red Snapper compared to my Hot Toys Tony Stark the Mechanic. And here he is next to the Hot Toys Iron Man 3 die-cast Iron Patriot, which I think is really the best way to go if you're in the market of getting an Iron Man type figure from Hot Toys. This, I really think, is where your money is going to be best well spent, is one of these die-cast figures. Mostly a Marvel Legends collector over anything else, and I love posability, and you get the paint sculpt and posability out of a figure like this. Can't wait for the Mark 42. Saw Clipper King raving about it, and I'm excited. I want to get that one. And speaking of Marvel Legends, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. And here's Red Snapper with all LED lights ablazing. I gotta say, I think this is a very, very cool figure, but again, not the best place to put your Hot Toys money if you're saving up and you gotta put it towards a Hot Toys fund. Again, I recommend it towards the Hot Toys die-cast Iron Man figures. Those are incredible. This is still very impressive as well, and I think it is very, very cool. Whether I recommend or you get it, you know, really just depends on how much of a fan you are of the Iron Man 3 movie and this armor. I know this is supposed to be the movie version of the Pepper Potts rescue armor. Anyway, I think this is very, very cool, and I hope you guys liked my video. Please hit the like button if you did. Please leave a comment. Go to marvelousnews.com and check out my photo gallery over there. Got a bunch of pictures of this guy. And do not forget to subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
And for some reason I thought he could bend at the toes, but nope.